There is a quiet misunderstanding about what it means to be chosen. Many imagine comfort, ease, and constant victory, but those who have walked the hardest paths know the truth. Favor is not proven by how gently life treats us, but by how deeply life shapes us. What if being chosen does not mean being spared, but being trained? Across history, the strongest men and women were not protected from suffering, they were forged by it. Ancient thinkers observed this pattern relentlessly. They noticed that some people are tested early, pressed hard, isolated often, and yet they do not collapse. They sharpen. If you recognize these signs, do not feel superior. Feel responsible, because strength is never given for nothing. Sign 1. Life presses you harder than others, yet you refuse to break. If you were truly chosen, why would life seem so unforgiving? Because strength is never born in comfort. Those marked for something greater are rarely given a smooth path. Instead, life places weight on their shoulders early and often. While others move forward gently, we are tested through loss, rejection, failure, and long seasons of uncertainty. Not once, but repeatedly. And each time the pressure increases. This is not random cruelty, it is conditioning. Ancient observers of human nature noticed this pattern clearly. Marcus Aurelius wrote that the fire makes the iron harder. He was not speaking metaphorically to sound wise, he was describing reality. Certain individuals are exposed to adversity because they possess the capacity to transform it into depth, clarity, and inner authority. We are not spared pain, we are trusted with it. Every hardship forces a decision. Collapse inward or rise inward. Over time, something changes. We stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and begin asking, "What is this training me to endure?" This shift is subtle but profound. It marks the moment we stop seeing ourselves as victims and start seeing ourselves as responsible. Epictetus emphasized that external events are neutral. It is our judgment that gives them power. Those chosen for inner greatness learn this lesson not from books, but from experience. Pain becomes a teacher. Failure becomes instruction. Silence becomes discipline. We suffer, but we do not rot. Instead, we grow quieter, stronger, more precise. We develop an unusual resilience, not loud, not dramatic, but unshakable. We learn to stand alone without bitterness, to carry weight without complaint, to move forward even when no one is watching. This is not because we are fearless, it is because we have been trained to act despite fear. A life that constantly tests you is not a curse, it is evidence. Evidence that you can endure more than most. Evidence that your character is being refined, not entertained. Evidence that you are being prepared for responsibility, not applause. Those untouched by hardship remain fragile. Those shaped by it become dangerous, in the best sense. If life has been hard on you, but you are still standing, more disciplined, more aware, more controlled, understand this clearly. Pressure is not rejection, it is selection. And those who endure it with dignity are never ordinary. Sign 2. You are called to walk alone, even when you crave connection. There comes a moment when we realize something unsettling. We do not truly belong to the crowd. We can be surrounded by people and still feel separate. Conversations feel shallow, noise feels heavy, gatherings drain us instead of fulfilling us. And slowly, without choosing it consciously, we begin to step back, not out of arrogance, but out of necessity. This is not isolation, it is alignment. Those marked for a greater path are often pulled away from distractions before they are ready to understand why. The world offers constant stimulation, opinions, validation, chaos, but not everyone is meant to drown in it. Some are meant to observe it, master themselves within it, and move with intention rather than impulse. Seneca warned that he who spends time in the crowd is bound to return home worse than he went. Not because people are evil, but because most live unconsciously, reacting, complaining, comparing. For a certain type of individual, prolonged exposure to this environment erodes inner clarity. So we withdraw, not forever, not out of hatred, but out of discipline. Solitude becomes a forge. In quiet moments, we hear our own thoughts clearly. We confront our weaknesses without distraction. We learn to regulate emotion without leaning on constant reassurance. Over time, we develop a rare skill, the ability to be at peace in our own presence. This is a sign many misunderstand. The chosen are often mistaken for distant, cold, or detached. But the truth is deeper. We simply refuse to trade inner order for external noise. We understand intuitively that strength is built in silence long before it is expressed in action. Epictetus taught that mastery begins with self-command, and self-command requires space from influence, from temptation, from unnecessary voices. While others seek comfort in crowds, we learn to stand upright alone. This path is not easy. Loneliness will visit, doubt will whisper, the urge to blend in will tempt us. But each time we resist, something solid forms within us. Independence of mind. And once that is established, we can return to others without being consumed by them. We no longer need approval to feel whole. We no longer fear silence. We no longer lose ourselves in company. Walking alone is not punishment. It is preparation, because only those who can stand firmly by themselves are capable of leading, protecting, and remaining unshaken when others fall apart. And that calling is never given lightly. Sign 3. Pressure reveals you, it does not break you. There is a silent difference between those who collapse under pressure and those who become clearer because of it. When life tightens its grip through loss, betrayal, uncertainty, or failure, most people react instinctively. They panic, they complain, they look for someone to blame. Their emotions take control, and their judgment dissolves. But there is another type among us. When pressure arrives, something within us sharpens. We become quieter, more observant, more deliberate. While the world expects us to fall apart, we begin to organize ourselves internally. This is not emotional numbness, it is command. Marcus Aurelius wrote that fire does not destroy gold, it refines it. In the same way, hardship does not reveal weakness in us. It exposes structure. The chaos around us forces clarity within us. We separate what matters from what never did. This is a rare sign. It means we are no longer ruled by circumstance. We understand deep down that events themselves are neutral. What matters is how we respond. While others ask, "Why is this happening to me?" we ask, "What is this demanding from me?" This shift changes everything. Instead of reacting emotionally, we respond strategically. Instead of drowning in fear, we focus on what remains within our control, our actions, our discipline, our standards. Even pain becomes useful. Even setbacks become lessons. Epictetus taught that no man is free who is not master of himself. And pressure is the ultimate test of mastery. Anyone can appear calm when life is easy. But when everything is at stake, when comfort disappears, true character steps forward. We begin to trust ourselves more in difficult moments than in peaceful ones. Why? Because adversity strips away illusion. It removes distraction. It forces us to confront reality as it is, not as we wish it to be. And in that confrontation, we do not break. We rise inwardly. Others may not see it. From the outside, it may look like endurance. But inside, something deeper is happening. Resilience is becoming identity. We stop fearing hardship because we recognize it as familiar territory. We have been here before, and we survived with dignity intact. This is why those chosen for greater responsibility are often given heavier trials. Strength is not gifted, it is proven. And when pressure comes again, as it always does, we do not ask for escape. We stand firm because we know now life does not crush us, it reveals us. Sign 4. You are drawn to solitude, but never lost in it. There comes a point where noise begins to feel exhausting. Not just sound, but people's opinions, emotional chaos, constant stimulation, shallow conversations, endless validation seeking. While others crave distraction, we feel an instinctive pull toward silence, toward distance, toward space where the mind can breathe. This is not loneliness, this is discernment. Those marked for a higher path often experience a strange paradox. We need people less, yet understand humanity more. We withdraw not because we hate others, but because we refuse to drown in the collective confusion of the crowd. Seneca warned that constant exposure to the masses weakens the soul, not because people are evil, but because most are unconscious, driven by impulse, envy, fear, and desire. To stay among that energy too long is to slowly lose ourselves. So we step back. And in that stepping back, something profound happens. Solitude becomes a forge. Away from external noise, we are forced to face ourselves, our thoughts, our flaws, our contradictions. There is nowhere to hide, no audience to perform for, no approval to chase, just truth. Most people fear this space. They fill every quiet moment with screens, voices, or entertainment because silence exposes what they've been avoiding. But for us, silence sharpens awareness. Marcus Aurelius wrote that the mind becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Solitude allows us to choose those colors consciously. We observe our reactions. We dismantle destructive emotions. We replace impulse with intention. This is a rare discipline. It is also misunderstood. Others may label us distant, cold, antisocial, or arrogant, but what they don't see is that our withdrawal is not escape. It is preparation. We are not running from life. We are refining ourselves for it. And here is the key difference. We do not disappear into isolation forever. We return, calmer, clearer, stronger. True solitude does not weaken social ability. It strengthens it. Because when we re-enter the world, we are no longer reactive. We listen more. We speak less, but with weight. We engage without needing validation. Epictetus taught that if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish or boring. Solitude trains us to be unaffected by external judgment. When you no longer fear being alone, you no longer fear rejection. That is power. This is why many of the strongest individuals throughout history, philosophers, leaders, warriors, valued time alone. Not to escape responsibility, but to sharpen judgment. We begin to prefer quality over quantity, depth over noise, meaning over popularity. And slowly something changes inside us. We stop absorbing other people's emotions. We stop internalizing their chaos. Their panic no longer becomes our panic. Their anger no longer infects our mind. We become internally anchored. This is not accidental. Those destined for greater responsibility must first learn to stand alone, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Because when the moment comes to lead, decide, endure, or sacrifice, there may be no crowd cheering us on, only our conscience, only our discipline, only our character. And those who have learned to walk calmly in solitude never fear that moment, because they have already faced themselves and remained standing. Sign 5. You sense patterns others miss. There is a quiet awareness that accompanies those chosen for a higher path, a mental sharpness that peers beyond the surface, beyond the chaos of daily life, and sees the underlying patterns shaping the world. While others react to events in a scattershot manner, we notice the connections, the subtle threads linking cause to effect, action to consequence, intention to outcome. This perception is not arrogance. It is observation honed by discipline. Like a Stoic philosopher who studies the world not to control it, but to understand it, we begin to read situations, people, and outcomes with uncanny clarity. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth." Those who are marked feel the truth beneath these layers. We notice recurring mistakes in ourselves and others. We detect manipulations, half-truths, and unseen dangers before they erupt. Opportunities hidden to the casual observer reveal themselves as clear pathways. This is the intelligence of foresight, developed not through vanity or cleverness, but through careful reflection, observation, and self-control. What makes this ability rare is the restraint to act immediately. Seeing patterns is not the same as reacting impulsively. Epictetus reminded us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react that matters. We feel the pull to intervene, but we first test our judgment against logic and reason, examining every angle. Our patience allows insight to mature into wisdom. This pattern recognition extends beyond the practical. We sense emotional undercurrents and intentions that others miss. A friend's subtle discomfort, a colleague's hidden resentment, a stranger's fleeting fear. We notice it all. We become architects of perception, not slaves to instinct. And this awareness fosters responsibility, because when you see what others cannot, you understand the weight of knowledge. The lessons of history, human behavior, and nature's rhythms are not just curiosities, they are guides. A man chosen for greatness does not use insight for petty gain. He wields it with caution, discipline, and moral clarity. Those who are marked by a higher power are often quiet about this gift. They do not flaunt it. They do not seek validation. They move carefully, deliberately, shaping themselves and their environment silently, knowing that true power lies in mastery over self before mastery over the world. In time, this rare perception becomes a shield and a compass. It guides decisions, guards against unnecessary suffering, and illuminates the unseen paths leading to growth, success, and resilience. We see, we understand, and because of this clarity we are prepared for what most cannot even imagine.